how exactly did we get here? Well, I oftentimes sit around and ask myself that exact same question, and as we approach our 1-year anniversary of the grand opening of our first brick and mortar location here at Eric Austin, I thought it would be pretty cool to come on and at least give a little bit more insight on the process of the build out. Now, this channel will always be a menswear focused channel, but I do think it's appropriate from time to time to come on and make a few videos that are menswear adjacent, such as this one. I've been in menswear 11 years, started my business in 2018, and opened a store in 2024. Now, if no one has ever told you all this, I'll let you in on a little secret. Time really does fly. Now, many of you have been following my journey, mostly on Instagram and other platforms for years. Some of you are new here, just as I'm new here on YouTube. So I'll do my best to kind of narrate some of these clips that I took off of my iPhone over the last couple of years as we've built the store and as we ultimately got to our grand opening stage. Now, I am technically the first person to occupy this space, but as you can probably see from the clips, this actually previously was staged as a temporary leasing center for some multifamily units that are just across the street. The team I had assisting me with this project, the project manager, the architect, they called this kind of a hybrid build out. Now you can kind of see from the clips, we tore just about everything down and removed, of course, the staging that was previously here, the kitchen, the model bedroom, bathroom, etc. But there were quite a few things that we ended up keeping that I really felt kind of added to the overall menswear aesthetic that I was looking for. There was already a full functioning wet bar here. There was a really cool divider right when you walked in with some cool wood slats on either side, which I felt would be a great opportunity to put a mannequin, as well as just some other decorations to kind of add to the space. One really cool thing about this space, it actually was a warehouse many years ago. And growing up in Atlanta, I used to drive by and see these warehouses, and it's pretty cool to know that they eventually were turned into restaurants and retail spaces just like mine. Another thing I really loved about this space prior to occupying it was the fact that at the front entrance, and once again we have two entrances, but at the front entrance there was really nice windows. And I'm someone who loves natural lighting, I love big windows, I love tall ceilings, and this space had all of that. Now, as you walk to either side of the divider, you're welcomed by some of our ready-to-wear pieces, as well as a really cozy seating area, which took me quite some time to, I guess you could say, design. I know it's very simple, but due to the nature of the space, again, with a lot of the industrial feel, the concrete floors, and some of the color schemes that were already here, I wanted to find a seating area that was, number one, comfortable, but also, again, kind of fit the color scheme, that raw texture and those raw feels that you kind of got as you walked into the space. Now, when you do walk in, starting on the right-hand side, and you can actually see right behind me, this actually used to be a television. So there used to be a TV in this cutout. I had this really cool idea to essentially gut the TV. Obviously, I had a carpenter build out a custom tie wall, which again, you can see right behind me. My thought process with this space was to not cut any corners by any means, but to be smart and utilize a lot of what we already had. Once again, you can also see from some of the B-roll, there were a lot of really cool spotlights, which I kept. There were some really awesome shelves that I thought would be a good opportunity to display some things that were near and dear to me or near and dear to the business and add a little bit more decor and warmth to the space. One thing I also really loved, just getting into the details, the can lights. I love the black ceiling, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of leave that alone and ultimately just add to it. So one area of opportunity with this space was the fitting rooms. Now you can see from the video that I played, there was a model bedroom, and that took up a good chunk of the back half of the store. So what we decided to do was, of course, get rid of the model bedroom, but we took the right-hand side of that bedroom and we extended it about 3 feet. Now, the reason I ultimately decided to extend that wall about 3 feet was because on a busy day, if someone's, let's say, using the main mirror to do a fitting, I wanted to have 2 fitting rooms where a client as well as me or even one of my sales professionals could move around freely and do the fitting without feeling too cramped. Now let's take the time to talk about the main area, the heart of the store, if you will. So you'll notice I added a fabric island. Now this is something that I felt would be not just a cool thing to add to the store, but a very functional item to have. There are 4 large drawers on each side of the island. It's where I store all of the fabrics, the buttons, the linings, and it just gives a cool aesthetic and a cool space to kind of center around whenever you're looking at fabrics with a client. But it also serves, once again, as just a nice addition and fits the the color scheme that was already here. Also, as you can see from the video, we had a window that went along with the model bedroom. We decided to close that gap and add a really large mirror that serves as a nice functional piece because of course we can do fittings in this mirror. It's already a pretty large space, but the mirror just adds a little bit more depth and gives people an opportunity to try on some of the ready to wear garments. And once they try on their garments that they maybe have made with our custom program, they can leave the fitting rooms, walk out into the open space, and show their family, friends, and loved ones what they made. Now let's talk a little bit more about the fitting rooms themselves. So the archways were something that I thought would be a really cool addition as opposed to your standard rectangle, I guess, if you will. I don't know the actual architectural term, but I love the arches. And the reason I decided to go with those, once again, it kind of adds a little bit of depth to the store. I felt everything in here is already kind of rigid and I guess squared off, if you will. So the arches were a nice way to kind of accent the high ceilings and just give a little bit more of a personal touch. There was undoubtedly a certain flow that I wanted to have with the store, and that flow starts from the moment you walk in. You're greeted by one of our amazing sales professionals who then walk you over to the fabric island where you can start to look through our vast fabric library. Once you select the fabric that's just right for you, we do the fitting, come back over to the island and go through some of the design options, and then you're on your way. One thing that I certainly noticed early on in my journey was that a lot of people tend to overcomplicate the custom side of menswear. Now, don't get me wrong, it can certainly be a very daunting task, especially when it's your first time making a custom garment. With that, I honestly saw an opportunity to kind of simplify the process. I want to make sure that whether it's your first piece or your 1,000th garment you're purchasing from us, I just want to make sure that the process is as easy and enjoyable as possible. Now, at this point in my career, it would be pretty much impossible to try to put a number on just how many suits that I've made, but each and every day I get a chance to do this, I'm equally as excited as if it was my first time. Now, if we're being honest, menswear can be a little bit stuffy and also a little intimidating if you're new. And being that I call the store my second home, I really wanted it to feel like that. All in all, as we approach the 1-year anniversary of our grand opening, I just look forward to what 2025 has in store. There's so many events, so much product, so many new ideas that I have that I can't wait to put out. And also I look forward to seeing many of you as the year progresses. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. We are on our road to 500 subscribers. We're getting close. Also, let me say this, I am pleasantly surprised at the reception that I've been getting. So much positive feedback. The views have been outstanding. And once again, we're pushing for 500 subscribers. So please make sure that you subscribe and continue to support the channel. If you have any other ideas, any other video topics, or if you like this style of video, please let me know. I certainly don't mind every now and then just kind of taking the jacket off and just talking to the camera and going a little bit more in depth on topics such as this. Hope to see you all soon here in person at the store, and I will see you next time. Bye.